Prison Break premiere recap, breaking down Ogygia. August 2005 was a much simpler time. The first iPhone was still 2 years away from being released. Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo was in theaters, and Prison Break debuted on Fox. After 2 prison escapes, an Ocean's 11-style reset, 4 seasons, and a TV movie, the hit series signed off in 2009. Now, with Fox reviving many of its greatest hits, Please Let Fastlane Be Next, Michael, Lincoln, Sarah, T-Bag, Sucre, and C-Note are back. I know what you're thinking, wait, but didn't Michael die at the end of Prison Break? And to that I say, stop overthinking things and let Wentworth Miller eat. The first episode of Season 5 delves right into the mystery of Michael's possible re-emergence, considering the whole world believes him to be dead. Yet 8 years after seeing his friends and family stand over his tombstone, this new iteration begins with a Michael voiceover. "Freedom has a price," he says. But the dead talk. If you listen. The true beginning of this new adventure starts where everything kicked off, Fox River. It's the present day, and T-Bag is getting released, which is immediately suspicious since he's T-Bag and all. Before he leaves, he's given a piece of mail that leaves him in shock upon opening it. Anyone who thought Lincoln would make the most of his freedom is in for a rude awakening, as our reintroduction to the former death row inmate finds him running from some shady characters whom he owes $100,000. While he manages to temporarily dodge them, he arrives home to an even creepier character. Let's just say that Lincoln isn't exactly thrilled to see T-Bag, an exchange that only escalates when he reveals the image he received in mail. "If you're playing me, I'll kill you," declares Lincoln upon glancing at a photo of Michael. It's impossible. T-Bag tries to play the rigs to Lincoln's Murtaugh, but to no avail. Lincoln sends him away. He may be suspicious of T-Bag's news, but that doesn't stop Lincoln from flying to see Sarah. "I didn't think I was ever going to see you again," she says, assuming he wasn't thrilled with her decision to marry Jacob, who is a little too eager to have a beer and catch up with Lincoln. Get your own family. Add Sarah to the list of people skeptical of this newly unearthed photo, especially with T-Bag being the source. "I know you want it to be true," she says. "I want it to be true. I bet I know who doesn't want it to be true, Mr. Let's Have a Beer." T-Bag is out of prison and on the prowl. His first night as a free man, and he's looking for a nice desperate woman to have a good time with. The search for the perfect lady is interrupted by a reminder for an appointment with a prosthetic specialist. Confused and intrigued, T-Bag goes to meet Dr. Whitcomb for his 9:30 p.m. appointment. Weird timing, but at least you figure less competition for those old copies of People magazine. An unknown benefactor has given the doctor money to conduct his research, with the only stipulation being that T-Bag has to be his first patient. Basically, someone is paying for T-Bag to get a new robot hand. First, he gets out of prison early, and now he gets a new hand. Things just keep coming up. T-Bag. Seemingly persuaded by Sarah that Michael is dead, Lincoln takes a visit to his brother's grave. "I've got good in me. It would just be nice if you were here to help me find it," he somberly says. Ready to give up, he takes a second look at the image and is drawn to the message. He takes an eraser to the wording, with the remaining letters spelling, Ogygia. A quick Google, or whatever fake site is standing in, search reveals that Ogygia is a prison in Yemen. This inspires him to come back at night and dig up the grave to see if Michael is really in there. And he's not. Instead, there's an empty suit. After not finding any clues, Lincoln clings to his brother's jacket. With proof that Michael may still be alive, let the conspiracy begin. At a stoplight, Lincoln comes face to face with a car he had previously believed was following him. When the light turns green, the suspicious man uses his computer to take control of Lincoln's car, sending him uncontrollably speeding through traffic. Eventually, the vehicle goes off the road, sending Lincoln flying through his windshield and into the water. Lincoln Burrows has survived an execution, so a little car accident is nothing. He swims away unharmed and with his new prized possession, Michael's coat. Immediately, Lincoln calls Sarah, telling her about what has happened. She doesn't have much time to talk since the other person who had been following Lincoln just pulled up. As an armed blonde woman enters the house, Sarah yells for a scared Jacob to grab a gun while she goes to protect Michael Jr. Jacob is basically left out to dry, getting shot in the leg. Right as the blonde and Sarah are headed for a brawl, the police close in, forcing the intruder to quickly exit. Then Sarah rushes to help Jacob, showing why she was Fox River's top doctor until the whole fall in love with a prisoner and let him and his buddies escape thing. Lincoln rushes to the hospital to check on Sarah and MJ, and I guess Jacob too. With no dad around and stepdad laid up, Lincoln takes the time to give a pep talk to his nephew. You have to wonder if wherever LJ is, he could use some fatherly advice as well. Then it's time for a grown-up conversation. Sarah is still rightfully dubious that Michael is alive, wondering why he would abandon his family. "Let's fight back," exclaims Lincoln, recommending they go to Yemen and get to the bottom of this. Sarah contends that she can't leave her family behind, so Lincoln is determined to find someone who could be of use.